You've no doubt had chicken tikka masala the last time that you had takeout from an Indian restaurant. Well, today we're going to make it my way in my kitchen. This is a recipe that I served many years ago at lunchtime in my restaurants, and we loved it so much here in my house that I wrote one that could be made more easily at home using stuff that was in the pantry most of the time. Now, I actually modified it in that way for my last cookbook, but unfortunately it wasn't included due to the page count. We had to trim 1 or 2 recipes, and this didn't make the cut at the time, but I still love to make it. And it is quite easy, especially if you have some of these spices just kicking around in your spice drawer and you can draw on them with some canned tomatoes and quite quickly, and it comes together. So the first thing we need to do is choose chicken. So you can use white meat or dark meat. You're looking for boneless, skinless in both cases. And my original recipe did actually use a lot of white meat, boneless, because honestly, that's what a lot of people like in the restaurant world. But I switched to thighs at home due to cost and due to moisture. They're very, very luxurious and they taste fantastic, and you can simmer them for a long time and they soak up the juice. They're wonderful. So the first thing we need to do is marinate those chicken thighs. And I'm going to start off down here with an array of spices. So I'll show you. This is Kashmiri chili powder. It's very important for chicken tikka masala. It gives a beautiful color, but it isn't, it definitely is spicy, but it's not like below your top spicy. Then we have different spices like paprika, cumin, cardamom, and garam masala. And I've also got going into the sauce an addition of turmeric as well. You can see that this is my spice blend for the sauce, which we'll make next, along with some caramelized onions, and then about 750 mils of a passata. This is a crushed Marzano tomato. And here are 2 kilograms of chicken thighs. In here, this is plain Greek yogurt, about a half a cup. And then I've got 2 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste. And this is a nice thing. You can buy jars of it, keep it in your fridge. Very commonly used in a lot of Indian cooking. And it's a wonderful marinade. And all these spices are going to go in. The middle one is salt, by the way, about a half a teaspoon of salt. So we're going to put all that into the bowl, give it a bit of a whisk up. And then, as soon as we combine that, into that goes the chicken. And I have cut most of these in half. The only thing I would really say is you can remove some of the extra chunks of fat. You can leave some of it on because it's good for moisture and flavor, but remove some really big pieces, and also check for cartilage on the back of the boneless thighs. Sometimes a little hard piece will get missed there. And then into this marinade goes the chicken. And we're gonna give that a really good toss so every piece is coated. And then once, it's actually better to use your hands here, which I would typically do, but. So once everything is coated with this beautiful spicy yogurt mixture, every piece, it smells wonderful. And then you want to let this sit for, again, at least an hour, but if you can go overnight, even better.
Now, do you think with people, do they have sometimes a lack of confidence with spices?
Yes, I would say that's a very accurate statement.
I'm saying that maybe from a personal.
Yeah, you can usually give more. Now, the ones, the very, below your top off spicy spices, cayenne pepper, other types of chili powder. These are things that you want to maybe go slowly with and make sure that you don't ruin your dish. So once you learn the heat ranges, you can start being more aggressive. But you'll notice that, like, this is one dish. I've got almost the same quantity of spices just in the marinade as I will in our actual sauce. So it's like flavor on flavor. And sometimes you can even garnish the finished dish with a little additional spice over the top. So Indian cooking, Thai cooking, these are all ways that you can really play with spices and build flavor and sort of cook outside of your comfort range. So this is a good way to start. So into the fridge this goes for an hour, and then we're going to come back and we'll start the sauce. Okay, so we didn't bore you too much with showing how to fry onions. We've cooked these till they're sort of lightly golden brown. It was about 5 minutes. And we're gonna go in with, again, 2 tablespoons of the ginger garlic paste again. And we'll just sort of work that through for a moment. Okay. You can cook that for 30 seconds or so to get a little bit of the water evaporated out of it. Okay, and now I think it's safe we can go in with all of our spices. So again, same spice blend as the last time with the addition of 2 things, some turmeric and a little bit of sugar. You can use honey if you like, but it just sort of adds a bit of a sweet heat element to it. So in with everything there, and then we'll lower the heat just a little bit. And we're going to toast those spices, working through the onion until we have sort of a dry, spicy onion paste at the bottom of the pan. And then we'll make a small little well in the middle and go in with a couple of tablespoons of tomato paste, 1 and 2. And again, just sort of work that through, get some heat into it. And then we have 750 mils approximately, or 1 very large sort of 28-ounce can of either crushed, good quality tomato, passata you can use for sure. And that's what I have here. Now, one of the things about this recipe is that you could make the sauce in this sort of country style, it's sort of chunky, like a bit of texture. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm sort of used to pureeing the sauce at this stage. So we may actually do that, just because that's what I'm used to. So once this comes to the heat and it simmers for just a moment or two, I'm actually going to toss it in a blender and make it velvety smooth. And this is going to be our base sauce, which we will add a bit of whipping cream to the end and then simmer that seared chicken. We haven't seared it yet, but we will sear it, and then we'll finish it in the sauce so it soaks up all that flavor. So the next thing, we're going to puree, add some cream, set that aside, and then start searing the chicken. Sauce is ready. We're going to sear the chicken now. We're going to do this in a couple of batches because I have a kilogram of chicken here. A kilogram of chicken will not properly sear in this oil. So we're going to start with some oil. You can certainly use ghee, which is clarified butter. But I like to use oil and then just finish with a little bit of whole butter for flavor. Ghee is something that not everybody has in their kitchen, so I sort of work around those details to make it easier and less intimidating to make things. And you can see that I really like big pieces. And I think that really adds to, the sort of heartiness of the dish, as opposed to these little tiny pieces of chicken. So some of these are a half of 1 chicken thigh, and the really large thighs, it's a third. So we let that go. Note, I kept all of the yogurt on. I did not wipe it off. It's going to help it caramelize. See the beautiful color there? Yeah. Okay. And again, we are not fully cooking it in this pan. We're simply searing to build flavor, and then we will remove these pieces and set them aside while we do the other batches. And then we'll add everything back in with the sauce and turn the heat on very low and let that finish cooking in the sauce so all those flavors combine. So I'm going to continue on doing this. Like I said, I've got this batch and 2 others until they're nice and dark. I'll probably flip them one more time. I'm going to set it aside in this bowl. And then when we come back, we're ready to actually put the sauce on the chicken, finish it with cream, bring it to a simmer. We'll cook some white rice really quickly. And then we're ready to plate, garnish it with some fresh cilantro, and that is chicken tikka masala. Almost there. Wow. Go ahead. Okay. Looks like a nice color, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're ready to bring everything together. This is a true at-home video because we have some background noise. That's my daughter playing in the room there. So this is the pureed sauce. So we're going to put that back into a pot. I had it just reheating a little bit. And you can see it's beautifully velvety smooth.
It's a lovely color too.
It's got a beautiful color, yeah. We'll put all that in there. Now we're going to add a cup of cream. This is it's a rich dish, but that cream at this point is also, it's going to thin that down just slightly and allow us to simmer that sauce for, good 15, 20 minutes until the chicken is fully cooked. Without the addition of that cream, it might be a bit too thick. And then the chicken. So, just so I don't splash your phone and your face there, buddy, I'll do it slowly. But you just put all of that chicken back in with the juice. See all those juices there? That is pure flavor. I think I can just dump it at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. And fold it all together so it's covering it nicely. Oh man, just imagine that on rice. And one thing I've always been so bothered by, especially with butter chicken and chicken tikka masala and takeouts, is I always feel like it's all sauce and no meat. I love protein.
Yeah.
and so you can see how chunky this is. There's more meat to sauce. So you can stretch this out. And again, one thing that we do at this point, we would often throw a tin of chickpeas in here just to bulk it up and make it get multiple meals out of it. But this is a authentic recipe. So now we are going to cover that on very low heat until the chicken is fully cooked. Got a little glass lid there. And we'll check it periodically, but I would say you're looking at 15, 20 minutes. All right, so we're ready to plate. I just thought of something, little trick. If you took it to this point in advance, even with the chicken not fully cooked, you could plunk that into a slow cooker when you leave for work in the morning and just let it go super low all day. And when you get home, you steam some rice and you're ready to go. Little thought that I just had, but here's that beautiful chunk of chicken. Incredible sauce. And again, for me, it really is about how plentiful the chicken is to the sauce. I want a very flavorful sauce, but I really want a lot of chicken. There we go. I'll just finish that off with a couple of little green plooshes on the top. And there is a lovely chicken tikka masala. You can make at home. And honestly, everything that's there, tinned tomatoes, those spices, pick up some fresh cilantro, some chicken, and you can pull it together pretty quickly. So, what do you say we have a taste in it?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so it didn't make it into my cookbook, but I'm really glad it made it on the YouTube channel. So here we go. Homemade chicken tikka masala. Oh, that's really good. It's so good. It's spicy. This is a spicier version for sure.
Yeah.
But it's not unappealingly spicy. If you like a bit of heat, this is a great recipe. You want to cut it back, just use half the amount of Kashmiri chili and you'll be fine. So there you go. I hope you like it. This is my takeout Indian food recipe. Give it a shot, slightly chefy. You gonna have some, Jay?
I'm gonna have some.
All right. See you next time.